What's good, everybody? I hope y'all had a Merry Christmas. It's your boy B Day. I'm back, and I'm here to talk to y'all about what we all saw on Christmas Day, the 5 NBA games. And before all that, I mean, y'all see what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? We have to do what we do, but we're gonna get into that a little later. We're gonna actually save that for last. I would want to do these games in order from first game to last game. That would be ideal. But the first game and the last game weren't all that important, so I'm going to clump those two to the beginning, and then I'm going to talk about the OKC Houston game, followed by the Sixers and the Celtics, followed by the Lakers and the Warriors. Alright, so without any further ado, let's jump right into that. So in the opening game we had Milwaukee, we had the Bucks take on the Knicks. Not too much to be said about the Knicks. You know, they're not doing anything. Good promising signs from Kevin Knox. Tim Hardaway Jr. is always going to be decent. You know, stuff we already kind of know, but it's a good sign to see Kevin Knox doing well for the Knicks fans out there. For the Bucks, Giannis is being Giannis. He finished the game 30 and 14, 35 minutes. So he got a decent amount of rest for a Christmas Day game, which is cool for him. This guy is doing it all, and what's crazy is he's starting to shoot more jumpers now. He's not making them at the, just an elite clip by any means, but it's Giannis. Like, we don't expect that. But the fact that he is shooting more of them, and he feels comfortable enough to take them in the games, is a promising sign for Buck fans. It's a promising sign for basketball fans because that means he's grown his game over the summers, and he'll be more used to shooting those type of shots when the playoffs come around, as to a Ben Simmons who doesn't shoot the shot at all. So even though they're not going in at a super crazy clip right now, he did hit a few of them, and just the confidence that he has in taking them, and the confidence that Coach Budenholzer instills in him to take those is a big thing. So that's about all I got to say on that game. Then we look at Portland and the Jazz, which was the last game of the night. Again, Lillard, McCollum, first Christmas Day showing. Everybody was like, man, why haven't we seen these guys on Christmas Day? Well, they showed you why. Lillard only put up 20, which, I mean, it's still a decent game. Let me get off of him. But Christmas Day, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking Lillard's going to go out here and dog something. He really didn't. McCollum didn't really do anything. I think he had 11 points maybe. Not great at all. And then on the other side of things, you have the Utah Jazz. And yesterday they just showed the definition of balance. 7 guys in double figures. Mitchell led him with 19, but everybody was getting involved. Joe Ingles had a good game. Derek Favors played well. Rubio had a great first half. Just the Jazz, just balance, not one true guy, but just a culmination of pieces and pretty good defense, and that's what propelled them to the win. So those are the first 2 games out the way. Now let's talk about the good games, the more exciting games of the night. OKC came out very strong first half. You could tell the defense that they play is like evident. It's very evident. They did a great job on Harden in the first quarter. Even though he was scoring, they were making him work a lot for shots. And the refs, one thing I noticed, the refs weren't giving him those same foul calls that Harden typically gets. I don't know if that was because it was a Christmas Day game. I don't know if it was because he was matched up against Paul George and Russell Westbrook, other big names, whatever it was. He wasn't getting those calls in that first quarter and really most of the first half that he typically gets. Russell had a decent first half. Paul George had a decent first half. Steven Adams looked really good in the first half. But second half, the most important half of basketball, of course, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And boy, let me tell you, James Harden finished that game. He finished with 41, 6 and 5. Just a great game. Clint Capella was awesome, 16 and 23 rebounds. it's not too many times I can look somebody in the face and say this center outperformed Steven Adams, but Clint Capella really outperformed Adams. He looked like, okay, like now is when we need to make a run because we're the 8th seed. We're starting to roll a little bit. Now we need to turn up the pressure a little more, and I like that out of him. Harden was great, like I said. Austin Rivers had a good game defensively, hit some big shots down the stretch. Same with PJ Tucker. It was just a good overall win for the Rockets. And OKC, you know, they still played good. Russell was a rebound and an assist away from a triple-double. But it just looks like down the stretch, Paul George just didn't quite have it the same way he's been having it the month of December, which, you know, it happens. You're due for an average game. And he still finished with 28, which is pretty good, but just seemed like something was missing down the stretch for them in that game. Great game. Only game to go to overtime. And boy, was it, like I said, it was just a great game. For those of y'all that don't know, I have the Sixers as my team getting out of the East still. I know what the Raptors have been doing. I know what Boston is capable of. And I know the Bucks, you know, right now they have the MVP on their team if the season were to end today. I still think I can honestly say the Sixers are the only team in the East with 2 superstars. I can't say that about Boston. Because as good as Tatum is, I don't think he's a superstar yet. Can't say that about the Raptors because we don't like Kyle Lowry, and he's been playing good, but he's not a superstar. And I really can't say that about the Bucks because besides Giannis, they have a bunch of good pieces, but not another superstar. With the Sixers, I can confidently say Jimmy and Joel are superstars. Or at the very least, Jimmy is a fringe superstar and he's capable of being, you know, a superstar come playoff time. Mind you, they have a 6'10" point guard in Ben Simmons, so they have 3 stars on their team. At the very least, they have 3 stars. But Joel Embiid last night showed his dominance. I think he finished with 34 and 16. Had a great game. Was abusing boys down low, was hitting threes to spread the court. You know, he had a great game. All 5 starters for Philly had double digits in scoring, which is cool. Problem is, no one else on their team did. No one else on their team had double digits. And for the Celtics side, untucked Kyrie, that's a different boy over there, man. Like, if I was the Sixers coach, Brett Brown, I would damn near tell the ref he has to tuck his shirt in because that is the rules of basketball. Everybody else has their shirt tucked in. Why does Kyrie get to untuck his shirt? You know what I'm saying? Like, Kyrie, honestly, top 3 closers in the league, and I don't think he's 3. Dude's a bad man. He got that Mamba mentality for real. He just unleashed in overtime, you know? Tatum looked good. Marcus Morris always plays good against Philly. He had a good little game. But it's just strange to me. I guess my biggest takeaway was how Embiid or Butler weren't involved in the last shot of the regulation. You know, Butler was just sitting off in the corner, and the shot goes to Redick, and it was a decent shot, you know. I just would love Joel Embiid, who was dominating the game, to get it on the block, have them clear side for him, and just let him go to work. Okay, so I guess in the future, Philly fans, I think Joel should be a little more demanding of the ball when he has it rolling like that. If he's having an average game or just a not so great game, then I think Jimmy is the guy. But when Joel had it rolling how he had it rolling, I think there should be no one else touching the ball. I think Jimmy should be feeding it to him, so if they help off of the closest guy, Jimmy can go and make a play, because those are the 2 guys I want with the ball in their hands for a game winner, okay? And now, what we have left. Lakers went over to the Oracle, play the Warriors. And let me just go ahead and say right now, I'm the biggest Steph Curry fan. I honestly think he's the 3rd best player in the league right now. I love KD. He's obviously the 2nd best player in the league. But when you play my Lakers, and this goes for any team, when you play my team, I don't care about you. I don't care about how you play basketball. You all suck, in my opinion, when you play my team. And LeBron and Luke Walton. I got to give credit to Luke Walton because the two of them, and I'll give even more credit to Luke because I hate when people don't give the coaches their credit for this. But he had our defense looking so disciplined. You know, we were doubling KD off of Draymond Green. We were leaving Draymond when he was setting pin downs to double Clay coming off or Steph coming off, pin down. It was great to watch because if you don't let those 3 guys beat you and shoot, the Warriors have a tough time scoring. It's just the simple fact of the matter, you know. Of course, they're going to run their sets where it's like Steve Kerr's going to draw up something that's like, damn, bro, how do you defend that? Like, we played our disciplined defense. How do we defend it? For the majority of the game, we did a great job sagging off of Iguodala, Jerebko, Draymond, and then when Clay and Durant got their open looks, they weren't in any sort of a rhythm, so they missed them. You know what I mean? A big key going forward for the Lakers, not to just be disciplined when we play a team like the Warriors, but every game, game in, game out, realize, man, if we follow our game plan and stick to what we know, like, not too many teams can beat us because the Lakers are athletic, they have length at every position. Lonzo's 6'6", Ingram 6'10", I guess you want to call him, Kuzma 6'9", LeBron 6'9", and then whoever our center is 7 foot. You can pick Zubac, JaVale, Tyson, they're all 7 foot tall. So we have a lot of length. Josh Hart's a good defender off the bench. KCP's a good defender off the bench. Rondo, you know what I'm saying? And it's games like this that make me not want to trade for a superstar because I know how much young depth we have and how competitive they are. You know, they wanted that game so bad and it showed. And to win the game with LeBron going down in the 3rd quarter with a lot of time left, mind you, the Warriors had just blitzed us and cut the lead to 3, and I think they got it as low as 2 points in the 3rd. The way we responded with our veterans, Rondo, even Lance had a good little game, but also our youth being out there being disciplined, Hart, Kuzma, Ingram, Lonzo, everybody just paying attention to detail was huge for us. I think for the Lakers, you know, it was huge, and I saw a lot of positives, so I'm happy about that. Now, in Golden State, we have a huge flaw. Warrior fans, I'm here to tell you it's not that sweet right now because of one Draymond Green, okay? Earlier in the year, he talks about KD, calls him the B word, calls him out his name, and KD must have been thinking to himself like, bro, you don't even score 10 points a game. Why are you talking to me about how to score or how to play? Like you don't even do it, like, you know what I'm saying? And when you're not playing defense at an elite level, Draymond, what are you out there for, you know? You didn't have an elite defensive game yesterday at all. It showed because Zubac went off. Mind you, we 20-ball y'all without LeBron, okay? So you didn't have an elite defensive game. You fouled out, set an illegal screen. Typical, how ironic. But I guess just the shots that you passed up when you were so wide open is like mind-blowing to me. Because it looked like y'all were playing 4-on-5 out there on offense sometimes, you know? And then when Jerebko was out there, it looked like 3-on-5 because he was horrible, you know what I'm saying? And I like the Warriors again, but yesterday, just speaking on yesterday, it was a bad showing. And Draymond is part of that problem right now. It just looks like you guys' depth is depleted, and it really looks like you're playing 4-on-5 on offense and you're winning in spite of Draymond right now instead of because of him and his defense, because he hasn't been playing at an elite level. Now people say, what is that attributed to? Why is he struggling so bad this year? I can name a couple reasons. One, age, of course. 4 years senior out of college, so he was an older rookie than most, and he's getting up there in age. Two, We can talk about when he plays that small ball 5 for that death lineup. That's a lot of wear and tear on your body over 4 straight finals, you know, having to guard the biggest guy on the court. We can also look into his shooting form. He looks like he has a backpack on. He looks like he has 2 backpacks on when he shoots, okay? So it is an issue, but I don't want that to take away from Laker Nation, Lake Show, the dub that we pulled off, man. And it was a big win because, like I said, since LeBron went down, those young guys showed they can hang with the cream of the crop, you know what I'm saying? And they competed just at a high level all day, and it made me feel so good, man. But without any further ado, that's my Christmas Day game recap. Hope y'all had a Merry Christmas, man. Hope y'all spent some good time with fam. But hey, I got something coming real soon. Y'all stay tuned for the next video that drops. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say right now. But it's been Swing the Rock. It's been your boy B-Day. We outie.